nicely. Nataloe and Janosch. Okay, now you can take it away. Thank you, Nataloe.
Thank you. Hello. So my name is Nataloe, and I made this game idea or game, soon to be game, together with Janosch. So I also have to say this before that I don't know anything about creating games and stuff. I'm very newbie at this, but I know how to draw. And I got very, very happy when Janosch asked me to draw for him. So we planned out this little game. So I'm going to take you through it step by step. So it's going to be like a PowerPoint presentation since we don't have the game playable.
That sounds cool.
Oh.
I said so that sounds cool, definitely. And I encourage people to, even if they wanted to just put a design in for anyone looking next time we do a game jam, you don't have to finish, especially if you can't program yourself. You're welcome to just submit your ideas and talk through them. I think that's perfectly valid as well. So it's still creative, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, and it was very fun to do it as well. Cool. I really enjoyed it.
That's nice to hear.
So all the text in the game, like the name of the game, which is a tribute to nature, is all, I just like made it very quick, so it could be changed in the future, so I don't know. But yeah, the name could be something like a tribute to nature, and that kind of explains as well, I guess, how the game relates to the theme of the game jam, since it's tribute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you open the game, you see this and you get greeted by this message, which is nature is dying and Mother Nature needs your help. Sacrifice the correct items to the magical runes. Then you go here and you press start.
Cool.
Everybody presses start. Oh,
I clicked it. Here. I clicked it.
Oh, okay. Click it again.
I've clicked start. Click.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh. Whoa, it's working. What is this? It's networked as well.
Yay!
This is great.
So
great.
When you enter the game, this is kind of what it looks like.
I like the candles.
You
cool.
see these magical runes, kind of.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what they mean. So you start pressing those arrows here, and items will appear. Okay. So you can switch different items by pressing the runes, and you can place them in different orders. And when you're happy with an order, for example, okay, I switch and I do this.
Okay, of course. Blueberry, ferny thing, mushroom, the classic combination, right?
Yeah, so maybe you want to try that, because you try to figure out the runes, what they mean, right?
Yes.
And when you want to sacrifice them, you're going to lit the candle to the right by pressing it, because both candles need to be lit to the
classic ritual rules. Yeah.
So let's lit the candle.
Do it. Oh, sorry, I'll click on it. Oh!
Yeah. Woo!
It's alive.
So then the magical runes will lit up. So if a rune lights up in green, then you placed the correct item according to the correct rune. So the correct item is on the correct placement. Mm-hmm. If the rune is red, then the item that you placed, it's not supposed to be placed at all.
Yeah.
And if it's yellow, then you have the correct item, but it's on the wrong place.
Yes, that makes sense. And I think
they're kind of like mastermind.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. And I can spot that the two runes in position like 1 and 3 are the same ones. You probably, if you shifted that one across, you'd get 2 green, and then you need to decide where that other fern goes and find 1 extra ingredient for that red one, I guess.
Yeah. Let's try your combination. Maybe you will place it something like this.
Let's give it a go. Why not?
Yeah,
it's perfectly valid.
Let's lit the candle.
Let me click. 1, 2, 3, click. Oh, wow. Why am I so good at this, chat? Why am I so good?
Yay, big brain. So you place the correct items on according to in the correct order according to the runes.
Yeah.
So you finish the level, and what will happen when you finish a level?
Does it start regrowing?
Grow. Yeah, so nature will kind of like, you have this reward with nature is growing back again.
So we burn nature to grow back nature. Is that what you're saying?
No, you never burn it.
No, it's not. We're burning the candle. I'm joking.
Only the candle.
Only the candle.
You mean you picked all the blueberries and now they're growing back?
Yeah, well, we just get a bit of sellotape and stick them on. It's totally fine. It's fine.
But you're also greeted with this little note. So, for example, when you complete the first level, you get this note which says blueberries, and you have the Latin name for it. And then there will come some kind of text. For example, these delicious berries are enjoyed by several animals in the forest.
So it gives you a bit of an idea about like why is it important that we keep them growing? It's not just a fruit for us; that it's also important for the rest of the ecosystem, I guess, right?
Yeah, that would be like, I was thinking about maybe coming up with maybe something more detailed. But I only made this note, but a note for every item, kind of, and you will kind of, so it will be slightly like educational, so kind of what each item does, like which creature needs what item and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just as you said.
Little pictures of the different creatures that eat them would be nice, but that would be a lot of art. But still.
Yeah.
So, Vaccinium myrtilius. How do you say that?
Vaccinium myrtilius. Yeah. So that's the Latin name for it.
Can you say it? So I need to learn it.
Vaccinium myrtilius.
Vaccinium myrtilius. Perfect.
But actually, no one knows how Latin is pronounced. Actually, so it's a bit.
Well, I declare it correct.
Yeah.
There we go.
So when you finish the level like this, you can just read this and like, oh yeah, cool. Then you can press continue to start the next level.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to click. Thank you for clicking for me. I'm an amateur. Okay, right. Are the runes going to stay then? Does the one rune mean one thing for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I guess that's for you to find out. But yeah, probably. Okay. So with each levels, new runes will be introduced to the game, and more items will also be available to choose from to try to make the game a little bit more complex the further you get into the game. So here we have switched runes and more items, and with each level, the border will get new items around them. As you can see, these ferns will start.
So you're building yourself up a nice kind of like an ending scene almost, in a way. The end goal is building up slowly for you, which is nice. Yeah. So with each level, as you complete, and you sacrifice these items to Mother Nature, and you learn about the different species by reading them on the notes, the border of the game will come to life, and it's filled with all these plants, fungi, and I don't know, different creatures. So here are just examples of different items and runes, and you can see how there's a mouse. No, I bet you enjoyed doing that, didn't you?
Yeah, I really enjoyed drawing all of this.
No, the assets are really good. The assets are really good, I'd say, for sure.
We have a snail for book snail.
Oh wow, book snail! Have you seen that? Look at the top.
So with each level, one item will pop up, and also this note, but I haven't created all the notes. Some kind of stuff like that. And you rearrange, and I didn't want to also spoil all the combinations with the runes, because if you were to play it, then it will be all spoiled now, I guess, because everybody will memorize it, right?
Well, that's the thing. You can change it. We had to do this with One True Love when we made that game initially, where we had the different ingredients which would be for potions, but you can just randomize it each time, so each room is linked to a different one each time, so you don't know, and that way it has replayability then. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, Janosch would definitely know how to do that, because I have no idea. Yeah, it'd be pretty straightforward to do that. Just be careful to not hold any dry leaves into the candles. Yeah, I have to think about the placement of the items as well, so they don't overlap too much. Maybe that could be a random chance, though, isn't it? Game over. You burned down Mother Nature, you sicko. Wow. No, And the last kind of like ending scene, like when you finish the last. So, for example, if this would be the last level, then in the end, a cute little. Where is it? Woodpecker will come flying. That was a PowerPoint presentation animation, wasn't it? And it was divine. Can we play that again? I feel like we back arrow and forward arrow that bad boy. Come on. Yeah. There it goes. It's off. It's flying. It's a thing. I at least know how to make PowerPoint presentations. No, that's lovely. That's lovely. So that's cool.
And then we have the last ending note. It will be something like, I don't know, thank you. You have restored nature, and Mother Nature is forever grateful. And then The idea is that you can click credits, and there will be like Janosch's name and maybe my name as well. Yes,
Maybe. I like it. It was a maybe for you.
maybe who says art done by Anonymous.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, so secretive. No, that's lovely though. Yeah, and I think like the play again. You're right. If you didn't randomize it, and it was this, you can randomize it in two ways, right? You can randomize it in the way that you can make different runes equal to different objects, as I said earlier. So technically, it's not too hard. You basically in your program, you don't need to know how to code to think about it. You have one list of ingredients. You have one list of runes, and then at the start of the game, you just say, all right, choose a random one, and then you pair it with another, and then you make like a list of pairs. So you'd say like the fern equals this rune, and then they're both taken out of their respective lists, and then you choose one of each again and put them into the list of pairs, and then eventually you've got your own randomized kind of sequence. And then the second thing you can randomize is the runes that show up then as well. So at each level you can say, yeah, I'm only have like 2 or 3 different runes to make it easier at the start, but you could choose them at random as well, so that way it feels different each time you play. So even though it's you know, it's the same kind of game loop, maybe you wouldn't be playing it 100 times, but at the same time it does give it some replayability, at least if there's a randomization to it for sure. And especially if you track some scores in how many guesses did it take to get to the end, then that could make it a slightly more a bigger incentive for you to maybe replay it and get a little bit more, you know, try and beat how you did last time. Janosch is saying in chat, so just because Janosch worked on this as well, chat, if that wasn't clear earlier. So Janosch was saying, still working on the game. I just didn't pay sufficient tribute to my own health. Looking forward to finishing it. Yeah, hey, don't worry about it. If you want, I can still give you. If you make an itch page, and even if you don't upload a game to it, if you give me that link, I can then give you a link so you can submit later, and then it'll when someone clicks on the Honest Jam, even if you don't put it in for a month or whatever, it'll still, whenever you do put it in, it'll be there. That might be an idea if you want to do that. It's like it doesn't matter that it's put in late. Hey, Family Man Sam, nice to see you. We're going to be playing your game today as well. Double randomization is already in the game. Good, glad to see, Janosch. I've got 2 voicemails today from a robot saying, time to stay home, stay safe, and stay home. Sounded a little more threatening than it's probably meant to be. Oh, well done, Spacey. Well, I think you should do as it says. But did you have more you wanted to talk about with your game then, Nataloe?
No, I just wanted to show this is how I understood that we wanted to have kind of the game. And yeah, I also really wanted to show everything that I'd drawn, because I felt it was so fun to do it.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, no, you should be. You should be. I think one of the things you probably do you want any constructive criticism for next time you're doing game assets, or are you happy not to?
Yeah, absolutely. I already know kind of like what I struggled with. What I struggled with first was kind of like figuring out to make it like simple, and also that the colors should go well together.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think like also to think more about the scaling. For example, the mouse skull is like so much bigger than the mouse, for example, and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the scaling would be the main thing that and this comes into game assets all the time if you're doing either like line art or pixel art. And it's okay for the bone of the mouse to be bigger, but you'd pretty much want to keep your outlines consistent. So I think before you start, you need to kind of decide on a scale of how you want things to look next to each other. Because if you do them all and then you're like, oh no, I want this mouse to be bigger, the moment you start scaling that, once you've got it in game, your outlines for that are going to be a lot thicker. For example, the snail has probably been shrunk to fit on, and then that means that it's got quite a very thin outline, whereas if you look at most of the rest of it, it's got quite a nice thick outline to it. So yeah, that would be and I think you already identified that yourself. But
because I thought of that, because I said, okay, every time I draw, I should have like, I don't know, 40 pixels wide brush. And then I realized that I draw everything in different size, so it doesn't matter, really.
Yeah, it's almost just, I think it might help you to do super quick, like sketches of, not final versions of, here's everything I want and how it would fit on the screen. And that's the difficult thing, isn't it? Because as you make the game, sometimes you change your mind on the design. And and then you're like, oh, but I've done all these assets, which is why they tend to do the art after they've finalized the gameplay. Why you'll always get crappy art at the start, and then they bring in all the art assets after the designers have had a chance to look at it and go, oh, actually, I want to change this. You don't want to have to redo all the art as well. But awesome. I think this would be a nice complete game as well. And I think it gets a lot of your personality and your creativity into it as well. I think it'd be good for Janosch as well to have a to have this in a portfolio, because I think it is, as Spacey said, it's a very nice, cute game, and it's simple enough, but with a good game element to it, where people could play it a few times as well. So yeah, you've done super good. Janosch has sent me a link. Janosch, I'll get to providing you a link. I'll send it back to you in the next 2 minutes now. Okay, dude. But cool. Anything else, Spacey? Sorry, not Spacey. I saw Spacey's name in chat. Anything else, Nataloe, before I let you leave then?
No, I just want to say thank you, and also thank you again, Janosch, for asking me to do this. It was very fun to do it.
Awesome. Well, isn't that lovely? That's a good note to finish on. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Nataloe. And thank you for making a presentation as well. I think it definitely gave us some great content to see what you guys were doing. And I look forward to a version of it being playable sometime.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. Have a good night, Nataloe.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Everyone say bye, Nataloe.
Bye.
Bye.